action. Would you like to introduce yourselves again?
Yes. Want to go first?
Cool, I will. Trey Bruner, man. God, I don't know if I can do this. I got it. We
You
straight.
can do it.
Yeah.
We straight.
We about to hear some vulnerable stuff for y'all. And
Yeah.
God give us strength to get through it. We gonna get through it.
Yes. The grace
Yes.
to the power. Grace, the grace this time, Lord. Yeah, it is definitely a sensitive topic, but awareness. I think physical awareness by hearing somebody talk about it as opposed to reading 100 books seems to be a little more personal. So.
And so, as you guys know, that's Larry Thompson, and we have Trey Bruner here. Would you guys like to? We're talking about losing your siblings. Both of them have lost a sibling. And Trey, would you like to tell people your brother's name?
Yeah, my brother was Colin Bruner. I lost him 3 years ago. And of course, we did not find out about his death till a month later. He had been missing. And this whole time, of course, he was in the system because he had just got out of jail for doing the 10-year bid. But they told us that they didn't know nothing about or his whereabouts or whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. And I'm trying to get out there and talk more about it. That's why we're starting this group. And 3 years later, I can still say that it is not easier. Like real talk.
Yeah. It's still a fresh wound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then Larry, would you like to tell us about your sister? I know yours is real fresh.
Yeah, very fresh. Still coping. Saisha Renee Torres, also known as Little Princess, Young Sai, right? But everybody saw the music side and the ups and downs out in the streets and all the engagements and stuff. But we grew up with that little girl, so it hit home for us way more. And I also lost a little brother. Errol Willie Renard Francis, to alcohol. Huge issue. Just too young. This was probably, I think it was either 6 or 7 years ago that Errol left us. It is a challenge. You have your things that you remember and you want to hold on to about that person, that loved one, and understanding that death is real. It utterly feels like your compass was snapped out of your hand and you are just like lost.
Man, completely.
I'll be standing at work and not even, I've been an electrician for, good gracious, 12 years. And I'll find myself standing there in the beginning of this, early on. I find myself standing there not even knowing where to start. Like, really? You'll have your good days, your bad days, but yeah, that's what we're going through. It's still a brand new wound with Saisha. It's gotten a little bit easier with Errol, but it still won't be the same. Things won't be the same. I think having to embrace change is something that is hard to have to come to grips with.
Most definitely.
Is
'Cause
that-
I was my only little brother, you know what I mean? So
Oh man.
I got other siblings, my dad, different mother, but man, that was my dude I could talk to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then I lost my best friend before that, you know what I mean, the same year. So it was like, bruh, like I don't even want to talk to nobody like that no more, you know what I mean? So it was like, still to this day, hard to open up about it to anybody.
You got to find another. You have to start over. You don't want to start over
Right.
with another relationship with somebody to open up to and to be that one that you can trust. right? Again, we talked in the other interview. It sucks trying to filter out who you can talk to without your business being out on the streets secretly or wide open or out in the open, without the judgmental spirit. Like, we got to do better on that, because I think that, you know, being vulnerable as a black man shouldn't be so hard. Just because a man may have fears or worries or doubts doesn't mean they're weak.
Right, at all.
But why do we feel that way?
We do feel that way. I don't know. I think for me, we was never taught to talk about it, bro, growing up at all.
Yeah, that's
like,
true too. Yeah.
I don't want to hear you crying about nothing.
What you crying for?
Like, you know what I mean? So
Quit being weak.
Right, yeah.
Hey, we didn't grow up in a house like that, you know. Big ups to mom and dad, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it was, you know,
It
I'll
is
give you
to
something to
some
cry for.
extent. Right, hey, real talk. You gonna cry? So yeah, that's it. And that's why, like, that's something we had to change, man. That's why I'm glad that me and the wife came up with this, man, because it's actually helping me. I can see it helping me now, even though we ain't even started this group, man. 'Cause
Yeah.
just with the radio and all the stuff she got going on, man, I done kind of opened up just with that, bro. I'm not the type of person that want to sit and talk to anybody about nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I think that the Dead Sea is a whole sermon itself, man. Lowest point, water comes down and stays, it has no outlet. That's why nothing lives in that, right? But I use that to say, if we stay quiet about it, hold on to spite, hold on to anger because of why it happened, being angry with God, this, that, and other, and clamming up instead of talking about it and releasing, we're going to end up slowly killing ourselves as well. No life,
right.
no life in us. So I think that this mission that you guys, I mean, big ups to creating this foundation, this resource to let people know it's okay to hurt. Just don't stay hurt.
Right.
And how that works is, you know, getting with somebody and having some kind of plug to vent.
Right.
We
Everybody ain't got to know your business.
you guys ain't gonna have all the answers,
Right,
but
at
hey,
all.
I'm
At
here.
all. Yep, I'm here.
Right?
Right.
You guys are finding you're gonna find your healing through helping people by giving life to people.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
Yes,
A
sir.
river has life in it because it's constantly flowing.
Mm-hmm.
It has an outlet. But the Dead Sea, the people who don't, you know, and I'm jumping back and forth between analogies. The Dead Sea doesn't feed anybody. The water just stays there.
Right.
It just, it's all salt, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But if you stay clammed up and don't talk to anybody or help somebody in this community who may be going through the same thing, bro,
Right.
they need somebody who understands.
Mm-hmm.
They need somebody who understands.
Right.
You know, I think that Sylvia, my mom, would also be helpful as well to talk about, because that was my sister, you know, the obstacles that they went through living together during that time before we lost her. You know, what that life was like. She can reach out to the people who's living there.
Right. Yeah.
Right? I could go home to my family. I dealt with the problem, I cried and this, that, and the other, and went home where it was peaceful. The people who was there every doggone day, every minute, had nowhere to run.
Right.
They need to be out here too. And I believe that if we could just open our mouths and talk about the things that we went through, whether it was a victory or defeat where we screwed up,
Yeah.
tell somebody what you did, what we did, right? So that they don't continue to make the same mistakes.
Right.
Come up, because there's got to be a better way, bro.
It is. It's got
But
to
I, you know, the staying quiet and staying angry does not.
It ain't.
That affects.
It
the
ain't, bro,
mental
because I
health.
got to a dark spot with that.
Yeah, he used to
for real,
coach.
bro. Like,
He used to do a lot of
yeah,
stuff.
bro,
And he quit
nah,
doing it.
yeah,
And that's
I
why.
wasn't feeling none of that, bro. Like,
Attitude went to crap.
Yeah,
Bro,
big
I
time.
washed my truck for the first time in 2.5 years yesterday.
Go
Or
ahead.
the day before. I'm like, I don't even recognize my
Right,
truck.
say that.
What a horrible attitude. And you know, today I fixed my windshield that was broke for 2 years. The regulator went out. You hit the button.
Right. Yep.
I'm lucky it didn't fall all the way
Oh,
down.
yeah, right. It's like plastic up.
I had to, push that thing up.
Yeah, I got 20 of those.
Come on, man. But you know what? It's
Dark
that
spot,
is a
bro.
$30 part.
Yeah.
And it took me 35 minutes
Right.
to replace. 2
2
years.
to do.
Horrible attitude, bro.
Bro, yup, same here, bro, man. It's been bad, man. Like real talk.
It starts with our attitude.
Yup, man. Mine
Towards
has
things.
not been good at all since it happened, bro. So it's like, man, I lost my favorite uncle the same year too, and we used to chop it up, car talk to me. So it's like, dang,
He
bro,
lost
like,
the
what's
main people
going
that would
down,
call and
bro?
check
Like,
on him.
Yeah.
Like, what
Yeah, all the main people he dealt with in life and check on him. He don't deal with a lot of people.
Yeah.
He lost all 3 of them. His uncle would check on him, his bro, and his best friend. All in 1 year.
How do you bounce back from that?
Yeah, bro.
Lord, I'm trying to catch my breath from the last one.
Like, real talk.
And I
yo.
still give my husband ups because he still go to work, but he still would
I
work
wasn't there,
himself.
bro. I still wasn't.
So like you need to sleep. Like I'm scared he gonna be driving, delivering milk and wreck or something because he's not sleeping, and he don't even know when he do sleep. He having nightmares. You know what I'm saying? Like because it was just tragic. Like and for me, like when you lose people and you know why they went, like it's messed up. Like they had cancer, they passed, yeah, whoop whoop. But when you lose people tragically to gunshots, just the unknown, the unsolved mystery stuff, it messes with you.
Yeah.
And we was plotting and planning to get him out that situation. He was supposed to be trying to come up here, you know what I mean? That kind of made me feel away because I was trying to get him to move up here with us before he even caught the 10-year bid, you know what I mean? Right. So then he got out and it wasn't even, that was the same year, of course, you know what I mean? And he passed and I just felt some way about that, like I could have prevented it, but at the end of the day, man, he made his own decision to be where he was at. But it's still hard, bro. Like, especially and when we take care of his son, and he remind me of him
every day,
bro. Like, it's
image.
Crazy. Splitting image.
That was supposed to be little brother's story.
Man,
that wasn't supposed to be the way it ended.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't expect that.
Right.
That wasn't supposed to be Saisha's story. That wasn't supposed to be Errol's story.
Right.
So it's like, why?
Yeah.
It's you're not. My faith in God is not questionable. Like a child wonders why his mom or dad just spanked his behind, right?
Right.
Why? Some reasons you know why.
Right.
But then there's some. I'm talking chastisement. Let me use something else. You may not understand why you're being chastised, but you know what? God chastises those who He loves. This isn't chastisement. It's tragic. It's something that was blindsided. Right. Had no idea was coming. It hurts to lose because we weren't wired to die. We were wired for eternity. Death is something that is real, but it's hard to understand when you're supposed to live forever. Right. Think about how it was when it started. But the thing is that it ain't a problem when there ain't no drama. Right. There ain't no problem when there ain't no evil. Right. Imagine that looking. I don't even know how Eve looked, but I imagine she was dope.
Right.
Alive forever. Right. A little funny. I'm corny as can be, but I mean, it doesn't have. It's not a problem living forever when there ain't no. When there's no GoFundMe, because there's no need for a GoFundMe. When there's no killing, random kids dying, schools and.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not a problem at that point. But this day and age, man, it has been. It has been very relentless. And that day when I tried to pull my stuff off last year, August 6th, 2019, it was, a year after, I'm thinking about that, and I'm texting Saisha and talking, and she's like, Larry, don't focus on the things that you see, the things that are seen. Keep your eyes on the prize. Always look to the hills, brother. Don't get caught up on what it looks like because we already got the victory.
Right.
Encouraging words, and then
Right.
here we go 3 days later.
Man.
That was the last thing that I would expect because
She was in a good place.
baby sis was good. She was clean for 9 months.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She fought. She marked her Bibles up and this, that, and the other. And I mean, where she is not a question, you know, based on scripture.
Right.
It just hurts to lose.
They do.
You know, that's the naturally selfish part of us that, you know, this, we know it's going to happen, but we don't, when it comes, it's just like,
Right.
oh God.
Too soon.
Too soon in our eyes. And trying to cope has been that, you know, there's people have ideas, but there is no real like instruction manual
Right.
other than exercising your faith as to the comforter coming to help minister to you those nights when you are really low.
Yeah.
I don't see another way we could. I mean, I can. And you, another thing, I'm gonna do a sidebar. You don't have to have a word from God when you have a friend who lost somebody.
Right.
You're believers. I'm addressing you right now. You don't have to have a word. Thus saith the Lord. All you ain't gonna have all the answers. That's
Right.
okay. Don't lose sleep because you don't have a word for your friend in due season.
Right.
God said He'll give you a word, and if you don't have one, don't try to push the subject.
Right.
Just be there.
I'm glad you said that because that's huge. Because some people will try to push the subject.
Nah. Man, I'll tell somebody in a heartbeat, I ain't got nothing for you, bro.
Right.
I got a corny joke and a hug for
Right,
you.
right.
That's a
Right. Yep. That's it, man. And that's it. If we can help you, we just want to be able to point you in that direction. You know what I mean? Yeah. People can help you, different avenues and all that, man. So that's why we trying to do what we do as well, man. So even though you won't be able to find all the answers, because like I said, I'm trying to do this to help myself too, bro. Like real talk. So try to make this happen for everybody. See what's good.
God will see your labor of love and give you the healing, and I pray that He would give us the healing as well.
Yes.
Through assisting others, through being up at 2 and 4 o'clock in the morning, helping somebody else out because they need the help too. Mm-hmm. This isn't in vain, guys. We live here.
Man.
We understand. Yep. We're going through it. We've been through it. We are not that adult who had no kids trying to explain to somebody how to raise a child.
Right.
This is not hypocritical stuff. This is real.
Yep.
Real life experience.
Been through it.
You ain't gonna be
through it.
Right. You ain't gonna sit up here and try to coach me on marriage. You ain't ever married somebody before.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when you lose a loved one,
and see, I know what it's like to lose a loved one, lose my best friend. I don't know what it's like to lose a sibling. That's why, I kind of wanted to sit back and let you guys, elaborate on that. Because I know a lot of people have lost their siblings. And I see now you get a little bit, I ain't going to say comfortable. You were a little bit more open. So you lost your sister to addiction,
Yeah.
Trey, did you want to let him know that your brother was dealing with addiction as well?
Yeah,
so
he was as well. You know what I mean? So I think that's why he started to get out there and in the streets again. You know what I mean? So then it just ended up leading to we really don't know, man. So and then it was another reason I was mad too is because man, my mom's got to be feeling some kind of way. You know what I mean? Like I can only imagine. That parent losing their child, you know what I mean?
Sylvia, my mom, I was thinking about that too the other day. I got 2 girls, man. And I have 2 stepkids. I can't imagine what that feels like. And my dad, his daughter, that was, and her daughter. They lost their child, man. That was my sister, but that's there,
Right.
We can only imagine what our parents are feeling. It hurts, but I'm sure it hits different.
Yeah, most definitely.
With them, I have no answers. I'm learning my way through this and growing my way through this, just like the next person. But the thing is that again, we're better together.
Yes, sir.
Let's figure out how we can try to help avoid the tragedies, right? Can we start asking more questions? Can we check in a little more, be sincere? When we check in, can we be less judgmental? Listen, if I need to borrow $50, how come grandma gotta know about it?
Right, yeah, we don't need all that, right.
How
Real
come
talk.
cousin gotta know about it?
We gonna run and tell the whole fam.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good for it. You know what I'm saying? And just because I might need $50,
Right.
don't mean my house is going down in shambles.
Right, real talk. Then don't get on Facebook like, hey, that day came, said he was gonna pay me $50.
Yeah.
That day came, he ain't even pay me.
You know, we got to do better about how we treat each other.
No, that's real talk. Yup. Social media don't make it better when people want all these likes, bro. At all.
No doubt.
I gotta entertain somehow, baby.
Right. I think that Facebook has, it's a good tool, but it's become a show. And
It has, bro. That's why I really don't mess with it, bro. That's why I hate it, but I love it at the same time because I can connect with my people. But I really don't like being on that stuff, bro, like at all.
I just think that it shouldn't be the last resort as far as communication, and I'm learning that now, and I'm sure people are learning that with me because if you go on my Facebook account, you would have had no idea, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is where we're taking a rabbit trail towards the suicidal part. You'd have had no idea.
No idea at all, right? Because everything is okay,
right? Right.
Yep.
But if you use Facebook communication as your last resort, as opposed to hearing somebody's voice, you could tell when something is on somebody's mind. Or hang out. Now, we got the stupid coronavirus. I'm gonna leave my opinion out of it. But I think that if we don't use Facebook as a last resort as far as communication goes, because we're going to have more suicides. I think we ought to educate our kids a little more about that as well, because
that's huge for
their identity is based on how many likes, and that is not your identity,
bro, at all, man, at all.
Because you got smart Alex out there that'll see a post that is totally uplifting, totally enriching, and it enriches your soul. But somebody will say, you know what? Look at his knuckles.
Right.
He's action. You know what? So what? That's all you can catch out of that whole video right there. That's all you can see.
Right. You wasn't on nothing positive at all, bro.
So anything you got, Ace, want to tell people that's dealing with grief, mental issues, loss of a sibling?
Me personally, just take that first step to even try to talk about it, man. Like that's just huge. That's been huge for me.
Yeah.
Like just taking the first step, and I'm glad my wife noticed that, bro, because she was on me too. Like I can see, bro. I'm right here with you, bro. I know. I can see. I can feel like
you all working on 20 years. I do know you, bro.
So that helped me out a lot too, just having her there, bro.
Yeah,
so
man.
that was huge for me. But yeah, just taking that first step, man, is huge.
It's good to have that kind of relationship where somebody can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it doesn't have to be a spouse.
Right.
You got friends out there who know you.
Yep.
But the thing is that I would strongly advise you to establish relationships like that, so that establish relationships so that in the event something might happen, bro, you have somebody that you can talk to. That's the whole purpose of our being. The Lord wanted a relationship.
Man.
Here we are.
Man. Oh wow. I'm glad
So the
you
thing
said
is that if we ain't offering ourselves or being available to be a friend to somebody, now we ain't got no friends. Now we feel like we ain't got nobody to turn to.
Real talk.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
And it boys, girls, whoever it is, you click with, and it's clean, it's innocent.
Yep, let them be that outlet.
Take advantage of that, man.
Yep.
You ain't got to be this needy person, but just be available.
Right.
Be available when it's time to be a friend.
Yep.
And I gotta drink my own Kool-Aid. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Same here.
Establish relationships now before you end up losing somebody.
Yep.
Because that's your safety net. you're his safety net. You know, you knew. Look, bro,
Right. Say you know, right?
we need you, man.
Right. Yep.
We need you in there,
Some
dog.
exact words too.
Grab your face at some point. Like,
Right.
look,
Yep.
we're needed out here. We're
Yeah.
better together.
It is so true.
If we don't make ourselves available to say, hey, man, I know things are rough. I just wanted to check in, let you
Right.
know. I'm thinking about you, dog.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? That goes a long way
Yeah.
because when you make yourself available, people will be there for you when you need that
That's
shoulder to lay on. And it's okay for a black man to need a shoulder to lay on,
Right.
bro.
We need
You know what I
that,
mean?
bro.
If Jesus cried,
Right.
look, hey,
Hey, right.
That's-
I
you know, that's
ain't
a
better
bad
than that
man right there.
I know I ain't better than that man at all. Nowhere close.
anyway,
Well,
yeah.
thank you, fellas, again.
Yeah, man.
This is my first 2 interviews, I guess. First Lady Productions on our fight to bring awareness of mental health to the whole community, not just where we're at, wherever you're at. Minorities, men, we got to be there. And yes, we need our women, just like I am, behind these men, supporting the men. So,
Amen.
yeah. Thank you guys for tuning
Big ups,
in.
baby. I love you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to my wife.
Hey, get it.
Thank you guys.